When you first started the Disability Fair a few years ago, what did you think it would be like and what did you learn from it?
Well, what I thought and what I learned were two different things. I had never, Job Squad had never really done a disability services fair before, so I think one of the big things that we learned was how important communication is with all 25 of the partners that we have here today, and letting the community at large know what's going on here so they can come and view the services that all our wonderful 25 partners that provide to individuals with disabilities here in Kanawha County.
Great. Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. This is Joe Justice. I'm here with Travis. Travis, tell me, what are we doing here today?
We're showing off all the wonderful services available to people with disabilities here in Kanawha County. Everything from counseling services to transportation services, helping to get a job, helping to understand your benefits, your medical card, your Social Security income. Pretty much if you're struggling with something and you have a disability, you can probably find an answer for it here today.
Right. And I know Job Squad works with people with disabilities. Can you tell me, for this fair, what problems are you solving?
We're trying to help people get connected, really. I feel we do a good job in school, right? In special education, having services for people with disabilities and connecting them. But then once you graduate, those education services stop, right? And then how do you find out about what services can help you find a job or understand your benefits or your Social Security check or even how to get a bus pass if you're a person with a disability? So I think this is the problems that we're trying to solve here today, getting that information out there and hooking up individual disabilities to these partners here that can help them.
And as you've been going through this today, what do you think has stood out the most? What are people learning about the most that they didn't know about before?
For me personally, it's been transportation. One of the biggest barriers I find across the state is people being able to get to and from work or even their medical appointments. So I've been really happy to see how many providers here have some way, shape, or form to help people get hooked up or even provide transportation themselves to get to from their appointments and to get to and from work.
And what kind of challenges do you see kind of in general in your industry for people today? Is it problems with staffing? You mentioned transportation. Is it funding? What kind of challenges do you see today in 2026?
Wow, I think it's the same challenges every other business sees right now. I mean, I think we have seen rising costs everywhere here the last couple of years. We've seen an unemployment market that's been kind of up, kind of down. So I think we're seeing the same problems that everybody else, because people with disabilities are just like everybody else without disabilities. We live in the same world, so I think we all have those same problems, trying to stay connected, trying to earn a buck, trying to stay employed, and be happy with our life.
And now we're standing here in the Job Squad location right here in South Charleston. Tell us a little bit about Job Squad. What is it that you guys do?
Oh, great. So we do a lot of things. Our main mission is to help people with disabilities find employment and job and training opportunities. So here in this facility, we run a pre-sort mail facility. We take care of all the mail for the state of West Virginia. We process it and then postage it and sort it and get it to the post office for the end of the day, every single day for the state. And then we also are running a warehouse project here for West Virginia State Parks, where we house their garments, their T-shirts, and some of their products. And as you order those products on the website, we fulfill those just like Amazon would when you're buying things from Amazon.com, and we ship it directly to your house.
Now, I think a lot of people in today's day and age don't realize that there's actually human beings doing a lot of that stuff. They think it's all done by robots or something.
Yeah, no, and it's pretty neat. So, we have all these technology and softwares, right? We got, I think it's Shopify, I think is what the state park's using, right? So when the order comes through, our staff has a little computer and an iPad. It comes through, they see the order, take a little scan gun. We have barcodes all over the warehouse, so they know exactly where in the warehouse they're supposed to go. They take their scanner, scan that, take the product from there, get it to the shipping area where the quality assurance happens, and we package it up to make sure, depending on what the product is, right, you got to make sure you got the stuffing in there so it doesn't get broken in transport if it's like a mug or a cup or something. Or if it's just a shirt, you can kind of put that in the bag. But yeah, it's all done by people here with disabilities, and we support them to be successful in those roles.
Okay, Travis, I know that you're CEO, and I know this is about disability, but for those other business leaders and stuff, how about a few rapid-fire questions about operating a business?
Sure, I'll see what I can do for you.
All right, what's the best $100 somebody could spend on their business?
Oh man, that is a good question. That is a very good question. Just $100?
Just $100.
Just
What would make the most
$100.
impact with $100?
I would say it would probably lie in the marketing realm. Maybe trying to develop some good social media posts. Maybe working with someone like you, or a radio station or a local news station. Sometimes local station might be a little bit more than $100, but I know in the past year recently in our rebrand of the Sandwich Squad line of business, we worked with WDTV in Clarksburg to do like a business insider, and they just came, did a 4-minute video inside our Sandwich Squad filming our employees making sandwiches and got our business name out there, and just cost us a couple $100.
What's the biggest waste of time for most business owners?
I would say trying to find, never try to blame someone, right? Always try to find out what the process where that went wrong. I think a lot of times, and I can find myself sometimes falling down this rabbit hole of instead of focusing on what went wrong is who went wrong, right? Eventually maybe you can figure that out if there was something that really bad happened, but right. I think, most of the time, it serves me better when I'm thinking about the processes and the operations within the business and trying to figure out what went wrong there, not about the person who was responsible for it.
It's a lot easier to fix what went wrong than who went wrong, right?
Exactly.
So what is one skill that every entrepreneur should possess?
Listening. I can't tell you, Joe, how many times I've just been in a room with a bunch of people and I'm not saying anything, and I've learned more when I leave that room than by giving a presentation or by saying a whole bunch of stuff. I think listening and communicating with people is probably the most important skill someone needs.
If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right?
Exactly. I always think that I am definitely not the smartest person in the said room.
Great. Well, as we're kind of wrapping up here, tell me, Travis, what's one principle, one belief, one ideal that you stand by even when everybody tells you that you're wrong?
Well, I believe in myself and my people. I think I've been in this industry long enough that I have a good idea of what works in this industry and what doesn't, and then I go out and try to hire people that I know have the certain intangibles, right? I can teach somebody how to do a data entry or put something in a spreadsheet, but I can't teach somebody how to have compassion, understanding, and customer service type of those intangible things. I have a hard time. I've never been able to teach somebody that. So I think, looking at those types of things, hiring the right people is very important, and always believing in yourself and what you know.
Great. Travis, if anyone wants to learn more about Job Squad, what you guys are doing, and maybe how they can get support for people with disabilities, what's the best way for them to reach out?
We have a website. It's just jobsquadinc.org. You can go there. You can always stop in at one of our offices. We're right here off of McCorkle Avenue here in Charleston. We also have an office in Bridgeport, on 2nd Street in Bridgeport, and then in Stonewood on Cost Avenue as well.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, Travis. Thank you for watching and listening. This is Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, reminding you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.